Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? It's Monday, and we're going to be doing some EverQuest Next Landmark. Sorry about the weird start. A couple days ago, or I guess yesterday, I plugged in some speakers to the computer I'm using, and it changed the default playback thingy, and so XSplit only picks up some stuff. It doesn't pick up, so basically that's why you weren't hearing anything. Hopefully it's good now. Anyway, short stream today just because unfortunately, as a couple of you guys predicted on Saturday, I did indeed get sick. So I'm gonna do. I think I'll go till 10:30, so an hour and a half. So yesterday, if any of you guys were, several of you guys were talking to me yesterday while I was on building. So I was working on this roof, and unfortunately I didn't get very far on it because I did start feeling sick. But let me show you. I ended up. Like at 7 p.m. I was just like, I can't, and so I was just like, well, I'm gonna go to bed at like 7. So I got what I've been doing so far, I'm doing it sort of weird. I'm doing the roof from the inside, trying to get the inside right first, and then I'll do the outside. So the outside looks like crap. The outside looks like absolute crap, and I realize this. But I'm not gonna deal with it yet. I'm not gonna worry about that yet. So I've got the roof in here. It's double angled, which was lots of fun. Double angled in here. And again, it looks like crap from outside, but I'm not worrying about that yet. And I did this bit. This part's flat, and I went ahead and put in a couple of recessed lights at nighttime. Kegel, it just... About the time you left, Kegel, it was like where I just started feeling, I don't feel so good, and then it hit me like a truck, where it just really hit me really fast. And so I was working on this part of the roof a little bit. So I brought this up. This part's going to be flat, so I'm going to have a flat overhang here. And again, from the outside, it looks like poop. But we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. So what I was trying to do, test. That piece of art gets really distorted. So any like voxel bleeding art that you do, virtually whenever you if you have to move it at all, which I did, I actually brought the entire laundry room forward a couple voxels to get away from the border. Whenever you do that, whenever you move voxel art, the bleeding pattern completely changes. So it's not actually the way I made it, but it works. Kegel saying, might try to shoe and a teapot. That's right, you were talking about a teapot. I was like, teapot? Oh my god. It's pretty funny. Hobboard says, I stopped by and she was just standing there for a very long time as if she was waiting for the inspiration to strike her from out of the blue. That's funny. Well, apparently I went AFK a lot yesterday. I go AFK a lot just because it's, like last night, like a couple times I just went and lay down because I was just like, I can't. Aside from being sick now, did I have an overall good weekend? Pretty good. I actually, thanks to one of my viewers that actually he I guess used to live or pass through San Diego a lot, and so he had a recommendation to go to Felipe's in Little Italy, which he was like, oh, it's like the best pizza in San Diego. And while I don't know if I can call it the best pizza in San Diego, in fact, it was extremely good. So I did that. It's like one of those pizza, normally I like a really thin crust, and it's almost like, it's a really thick crust. crust. Not deep dish, but just really thick. Like you can tell that they baked it there. It has that really nice, like fresh bread kind of taste. And it's really good. So that was fun. And thanks to Iric, I went ahead and upgraded to Trailblazer. So now I'm showing off my Tech Commander here. So yeah. And I'm going to try my best. That's why I'm going to do a short stream today. I really don't want to lose my voice. I really don't want to lose my voice. So that's the goal for today, is not lose my voice. So, alright. So what I was starting to work on when I just decided, okay, now time to sleep. What I was working on is I want to try and alternate. So when you come down these stairs, the fact that I put the roof on, now you're starting to lose part of the impact of the view. Okay. So I decided, well, if I put in skylights, it'll do double duty. Like from below, it'll be a skylight, but from above, it'll almost be like a window. Okay. And so, and it's simple enough to like cut out the holes, and I lined it in that dull metal iron again. Hey Rama, how you doing? So I did that, and I really wanted to put in beams, and so I'm going to have like window, beam, window, beam, window, beam. Okay, that's kind of what I'm going for, except that's harder to do, and the reason for that, like if I select the wood, you know, if I want it to come down 2 voxels, so I'll start there, and it just it picks up a lot of distortion that you can see right through here. And so I'm just trying to figure out exactly how I want to do this. I was playing around, that's why I've got this stuff going on over here. I was playing around with like copy paste stuff, like taking a beam and putting it here. Hey Old Rocks, good morning. So I don't know. I don't. So anyone who was speaking to me yesterday when I was trying to work on this, I probably said something to the effect of roofs are stupid and shouldn't exist anymore. Like that should not be a thing anymore. Like we should just have buildings without roofs or flat roofs. Alright, see you later, Eric. Thanks. Thanks for joining, for stopping by. It's just a very, very frustrating experience, right? It's just, it's especially because, so what's happened, like the reason it's been so frustrating, and I'm gonna try to keep the complaining to a minimum, which is why I'm gonna do something else today. But the reason it's been so frustrating is because when I did this, I did basically the entire building is extremely multi-level, and I really wanted. Real quick, where's my build? Oh, my claim is Serenity Spire, just northwest of the portal. Tess says, let the air mites munch all the roofs. Yeah, I wish. That's kind of what it looks like happened. Yeah, Dutch Tiger, I'm very much looking forward to, because Dave has indeed said that they're working on the line tool to try to get rid of the artifacts and stuff. And so, and I have faith that that will happen. However, in the meantime, I do still want, I want a roof. So, Mobler says, I'm at work too, work from home. I shan't gloat too much that I'm being paid for this. Nice. So yeah, and again, I'm doing, just for anyone who's just joining in the last couple minutes, I'm doing the roof from the inside first, and then I'll deal with the outside, because the outside's going to look like crap until it doesn't, basically. So that's where I am with stuff. I'm going to get some tea in, because I can already feel my throat. I'm like, crap, I'm going to lose my voice. Do not want to lose my voice. Alright, so should probably work on furnishings then. Memo says, I should be at work too, kind of sick today, so I'm alternating between bed and the computer. Stupid winter bugs. Are there virus versions of eremites, like nano-eremites? That Sugar mentions, like, well, the artifacts aren't only the line tool. When you do an art, you get them too. Yeah, absolutely. Just like, but specifically, like with the line tool, like when you're doing lines and stuff, you tend to get funny joins and weirdness. So hopefully they'll kind of address that. Hey, Foxer. Good morning. Hey, 7707. Wow, that's a lot of viromites. Viromites. I like it. Is it just me or is the stream lagging? Since usually you guys are pretty vocal about that stuff, I'm gonna guess it's just you, but maybe not. No lag here, no lag here. Good. So, don't. Oh, and just as something else, I kind of dressed up down here a little bit. Thanks, 7. Tess says, weird that everyone is sick today. I am too, but I torpedoed my immune system yesterday with it. Yeah, your freaking half marathon. Crazy woman. I just realized that's off center. Let's fix that. I hear my cat munching on something that I know she shouldn't be. Kitten! Kitten! Oh no, no, no. That is not what you meant to do. Come here. Am I the only one not sick today? It's possible. It's quite possible. Yeah, I'm just going to stare at the plant for a sec while I drink some tea. Yeah, my immune system needs to get its crap together. That's for sure. I was extremely sick in January. I mean, some of it's par for the course. I mean, I've mentioned before, like I have an autoimmune goodie in terms of health goodie. So, if anything, usually my immune system's a little too aggressive, but it means I have to take medications whenever I have a flare-up. It means I have to take medications that kind of calm that down, and unfortunately, makes me get sick too. Yay! Our weather has been bouncing around so much, everyone around here in Kansas is sick as well. Whew, that's crazy. 71 day, 20 the next. Jesus. Yeah, so I have a water bottle that I use to scare the cat. It doesn't actually, like, it's very hard to actually get it to spray. You have to, like, hold it sideways, like gangsta style or whatever, to get the water to actually come out. So usually it's just sort of an empty threat, but she dislikes getting sprayed enough that it'll usually do the trick. Which is why I'm comfortable spraying it around my computer and stuff, because I know it's not actually going to spray. Because it's not working. Oh gosh. I tried that, but my cat likes water. My cat likes water, but just not sprayed at her. Just like I like. I don't know. It's the same reason, like, if you it's just like Chinese water torture. Like, it doesn't mean that you want, like, water, like, on your face. Anyway. Oh, and something else I added, I think I did this after the stream as well. I put in the patio out here. So you could... actually, that's what I should be working on. I'm going to work on the terraforming. That's a great idea. I'm gonna do that, because This entire room pretty much is floating, and it shouldn't be. So that's a good place to start. Let's do some of that, because it's very manual labor. I can handle it without my brain. I'm using those dry air things when I need to scare mine. Those are kind of costly too. Oh, dry air. What do you? I don't like. Yeah, the patio could use some support. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. I'm gonna work on it right now. Actually, so how do I need to do this? Because patio. How should I do this? Because this should probably be. This is supposed to be the easy part. Oh, like the, oh, canned air. Gotcha. Gotcha. That's a good idea. I was just worried that some of the coolant or whatever would come out and like be harmful. Cause my cat can be kind of dumb. So she's really smart in a lot of ways, and then she's really dumb. You don't even need to aim to get scared by the sound. Yeah, that's kind of how it is with this. Like she hears this squeak, 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 and that's enough. I would put 2 beams to support the underneath or pillars straight down. Well, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring out the mountainside a bit, like out here or something, and then I'll do some, like maybe on this side. This side will be supported by earth, and then this side may be supported by beams. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I just figured it's a good, like I said, kind of manual labor kind of thing, because I lack the brain power today to be able to do any sort of like roofs. I was telling, I think I was telling Tess yesterday, where I was like, so the deal with roofs is that it's all the problem solving and like spatial reasoning and like all of that stuff, without the reward of something that looks pretty at the end. Like roofs, it's just like, it's like, well, of course you have a roof, but you're not. It's hard to. It's not as appreciable. Where it's just like, where I can't look at it at the end and be like, wow, that looks great. You know, it's not like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's all the work with little benefit. Oh, benefit. And hey, Dark Lord Ace. Seven had said, nothing works for mine now, so I just kick it. Yeah, there are times where I definitely want to, where cat is really annoying it a lot of the time. She knows it too. Like that's her actual strategy. If I haven't fed her in a way that pleases her, or at a time that pleases her, her main strategy is just be annoying. Like she'll go over to like the counter if I have like some mail or something, and she'll just look right at me. She'll be like looking right at me, and she'll go and like knock it right off to the floor. Have you tried giant ducks to support the patio? Just saying. I did not try it. I confess. What is going on right there? What's like? I need a flashlight. Like I need to be like, what's going on over there? Because it's all dark and I can't really see like what's going on under there. Oh, it's because I have like, oh, I have a lot of clearance under there. That's why. I'm like, why does that look so weird? Yeah, this is gonna look like a serious hack job for a little bit, and hopefully it'll work out. But yeah, I figure this is good. I don't want to say busy work, but brainless work. Like I don't need to concentrate super duper hard, and it needs to be done for sure. So I don't know. Tell you what though, because I was in such, I don't know if you ever, so when I'm trying to avoid working on something, when I'm trying to avoid working on something, I have a tendency to like when I was in college and I needed to not study on a test, it's like suddenly everything becomes really attractive to do. Like I have literally found myself cleaning the baseboards around the apartment, like along the where the carpet meets the floor, or like where the floor meets the wall. Cleaning that just to avoid, suddenly that becomes really important, something I have to do right now, And I kind of feel like that's what's going on right now, because it's like I don't want to work on the roof, so it's like, man, I really need to sort out these floating building. It's so important right now. Ramon said I'm totally out of gold now. I just realized when you plunk down so when I cleaned up the ducts that you put up, I probably got the gold back from even though you spent yours to put it down. Yeah, I must have, because I know I didn't have 14,000 gold. If you want to come get some, Rama, I can give it back to you. Because, yeah, you would have spent your resources to put them down, but I collected them when I took it down, so if you want to come and get that, be my guest. Neochick says, I'm lacking motivation at the office today. I hear that. It's Monday. Blech. Yucky Monday. So I'm doing this sort of stupidly, but whatever. Alright, all rocks. We'll see you later. No ducting refunds? Well, one of them was gold and the other two were white, so at least the gold one I can. And indeed, yeah, there's 2 weeks or less to the wipe and close beta. So it sounds like they may or may not be able to actually start beta early, in which case, of course, the wipe would come sooner. So it's something to think about when you're building, not being. It's gonna mess up my patio. No. Yeah. $10. Oh, Ramon, that's easy money. I hope no one takes that bet, because he says $10. The cabin still doesn't have a roof by the end of the stream. Absolutely, the roof is not going to have the cabin is not going to have a roof by the end of the stream. It's not happening. I can say this with absolute certainty, because what I found with the roof is it's stressful enough, and so the main reason I haven't wanted to do that on stream is just because I find the roof stressful enough that it makes me really grumpy. It makes me really grumpy, and I really don't want to punish you guys with having to listen to me being grumpy. Especially because there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. So I don't want to be like, grumping it up, and you're just listening and be like, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. They won't delay beta. Yeah, they're not going to delay beta, but they may speed it up. Dave Georgian had indicated a couple times that it's possible that beta will come earlier. So, Big Tyron Balski. This is now, caveat, don't mind the roofs. Where I've done some of the roofing, don't mind it, because I'm doing it from the inside out, and so I'll deal with the outside later. The outside looks like crap, just ignore it. Just ignore it. So, just a little update in terms of where I'm going with it. So I've got front doors over here. I have a little flagstone path up to it. Kitchen over here, no roof yet, but working on it. Not really. Will work on maybe they will do the wipe and close beta on patch day before the 31st. So the 26th or 27th together with an update, maybe. Grumpy stream sounds normal, it's Monday. What? I think it's... I try to avoid being... Because it's like if I'm being grumpy and getting frustrated about the roofing, it's like I'm going to unload all that negativity on you guys, and it's like there's nothing you can do about it. So I don't want to put you guys through that to hear that. That would be irritating. As a viewer, I would find that irritating. Okay, so kitchen comes out into the patio, down into the basement with all the like workshop tools and stuff. Put in that plant, and you can actually turn this on, but whatever. And whoop, why am I? There we go. Little office-y kind of workspace. I'm gonna have a chair there. I haven't done it. I just realized that floor just gotten sort of warped. Down into the wine cellar. Oh God! Oh, did you hear that? Oh, no, wine cellar with lighting and stuff. I don't know, some stuff. A super descriptive tour. Definitely gonna highlight this and make this official tour. Some laundry stuff. Oh, I'm flying! Look at that. This is the one where I actually put in the roof. It's like an upskirt photo. Put in the put in the roof here. Come on now. There you go. Put in the roof here. Got some recessed lighting here. That's new. Making this sort of a secondary living room. A little patio, which is where you've seen me be working, and I've been trying to do some terraforming. So that's where we are. Dutch Tiger had said, if one game needs to delay, it should be ESO. A friend of mine had a lot of buggy quests, and the full release is supposed to be in 2 weeks. Wow. I didn't get very far in ESO, but mainly because I started I started very, very late, and the beta weekend was already almost over. Kitten! Velcro is not a... No! Just because it's Velcro doesn't make it a toy. Yes, I'm looking at you! Make it a Scotch cellar so that Omid will come back to your stream. Oh, I just realized I never changed the update, so that's not going to be a roof. Terraforming. There we go. Because roof's not happening. Not going to even try to work on the roof today. That's just not how today is going to go. We're doing terraforming. It is known. It is decided. This needs to come out more. I'll do this. Or something. I mean, he has some wine too. Oh yeah! Like, whenever he does his streams, there's like a bunch of wine behind him. Which I think it's like a really great background because it's interesting and it's like, it gives insight to his life and character. Hey, Brother Life, good morning. I always thought that was kind of genius. Okay, so... I'll deal with this. I'll probably add more grass later. I just want to bring out the mountain a little bit. And it'll be steep, but that's okay. It'll be steep, but that's not a big deal. I just don't want the building floating. Yeah, just a reminder, we're doing a short stream. Gonna go till 10:30, just to preserve my voice. I really don't want to lose my voice. It's one of the most irritating things in the world. So, I'm gonna try my best not to. Let's see. So this needs to start coming down. And I'll paint this stuff up later too. Like I'll figure out like colors and stuff later. Right now I'm just trying to get the shape of the lay of the land, as it were. Because I want the patio to be at least somewhat stilted, but not completely. Man, I think I need a torch over here or something just to kind of add some light so I can see what I'm doing. Where do I have that? Sideways torch. Instead of filling it in, why not just put it on columns? Good question. I'm not going to fill it in entirely. There will be some columns, but just I have. It's going to look, I think, really funny if the entire room is on columns or on stilts. I think that would look really funny if I did it. I'm not gonna fill it in entirely. It'll be mixed, you know. So like out here, it'll absolutely be like supported by like wooden stuff. So I absolutely will do that. Just I wanted it to look like it's, because if you're, I feel like if you're building a cabin, let's say if you're actually building a cabin on a cliff like this, if you realize that in order to put a room here, you would have to put it entirely, supported entirely off the ground, where no part of the room was actually supported by the cliff, I'm pretty sure you just wouldn't build there. You know what I mean? It just makes it seem really weird. Like that doesn't really feel like something that would really happen. What did I tell you about when she wants to be fed? She just gets really... Except she's been fed. She has food. Darn it, I got 2 weeks to make something awesome in the game. Yeah, I have a feeling since we don't really know when beta is going to transition, or, you know, I mean, we know on or before the 31st, but it's possible it could be sooner. So I think I'm probably going to make the cabin my project until then, so I'll probably just be nitpicking and doing a lot of stuff, nitpicky stuff on the cabin. Maybe I'll do more exterior work and make some sort of like really nice pool or swimming, I don't know, swimming thing. Hi, are you calm? Are you calm yet? She's like, does my tail sound calm? It doesn't. Go on. But yeah, I think like if this entire thing was actually like I think in a real scenario where the cliff was to begin with, this room that I built out here just wouldn't have happened, because I think whoever was building there would just be like, well, that seems a little silly, you know. So I'm trying to make it a little bit more believable, I guess. I mean, does it need to be 100%? No, but just to make it feel a little bit less artificial. And yeah, I'm not doing a great job right now at I'm just trying to get the blocks in, sort of get a feel for, okay, so, you know, it goes down this far, this far, this far. Shoot. Kitty. Maybe we'll have a surprise and they'll add water in caves this week. Wishful thinking? Yeah, I think that might be wishful thinking. Slightly. Slightly wishful thinking. Oh, but wouldn't it be nice if we got glass? Wouldn't that be nice? I don't know why I keep grabbing additional dirt. I have the dirt texture. I know I have the dirt texture. It's right there. I just didn't have it. I do that in Photoshop too. Whenever I'm doing like any kind of art or drawing stuff, I grab the color a million times, even though I can see perfectly easily on the left that I do in fact have the color. Support beams for building over cliff. Yeah, but I just feel like it wouldn't, it would just be so impractical to build that way and put the entire room on stilts. You'd probably just be like, no, I'm going to put the building over, or put that room over here where it could be more supported by the ground, and then add a few stilts. You know what I mean? Like, that's why. Yes, unless they can find some way to avoid it, which, I mean, water is far enough away that they haven't really detailed as much precisely. You know, and I know technically they've said that, well, technically the only wipes that they absolutely know will be there are the going to beta wipe, and when, of course, the game goes live. Those are the only two wipes that they absolutely, without a doubt, know they will need to do. But odds are that they'll need to do more than that. I wonder what's so special about glass that's not in game yet. Probably just like the translucent effect. How it deals with lighting. I mean, the lighting they've got in this game is pretty... I would think it's relatively robust, and that's probably what's... if I were to guess, that's probably what's slowing them down. Well, Dave did say yesterday they will need water before beta. Where did he say that? Dark Dave also. Where did they say that? Because on my stream when he came and visited, and I've seen him say this on other streams as well, where he said something to the effect of, "It is extremely unlikely that we will see water before beta." You know, where it was kind of a, well, anything could happen, but it's really unlikely. Dutch Tiger says, "Hey Charlie, how you doing?" Dutch Tiger says, well, they want lakes and oceans with water. With the wipe, they said they will redo the island and ore distribution. Yeah. No, Charlie, I finished that up on Friday, read the verdict, did all that stuff, so all done with jury duty. Guy was super duper guilty. No ambiguity whatsoever. Made my job very easy. Well, my job and the other 11. I did keep having flashbacks of like 12 Angry Men and stuff, or yeah, 12 Angry Men and stuff like that, where I was just like, am I that really irritating juror? Is that me? Am I that really irritating one? Dave streamed yesterday himself. I heard that, but I didn't get a chance to check it out. Oh, that's right, where he was doing, I forgot, like where he was doing, like they were swapping, he was swapping stuff. Templates and stuff. I didn't mean to do that way. Let's do that. Again, gonna paint this all later, and obviously I'm gonna smooth it and stuff. I'm just sort of getting... I actually meant for this to be quite a bit steeper. I guess this is okay for... We'll see. Actually, I should pull back and look at it from the platform, because that's what the platform's for. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It actually meets with that undulation pretty well, I think. Flea market. Thanks, Charlie. I'm glad it's over too. You know what? I'm trying to really load up on tea today and I added a good bit of honey in there to try to help my throat out. Which I always thought that was a load of bull, right? I did, Charlie. Thanks to Irick on Saturday, he donated $40 to let me basically. He was like, he heard that I didn't have Trailblazer, and he was just like, "Here you go," and he gave me $40 to do it. So I was like, "Oh!" So that's awesome. He's no longer here; he had to go, but you know, yet another round of thanks for Irick, because I'm now rocking Tech Commander. But yeah, when I was in New Zealand, they have Manuka honey, which I guess. It's you know, they use the Manuka flower to get the honey, or to make the honey. The bees do. I mean, they use the Manuka flower to make the honey, and it has sort of it has more antibacterial type properties, and they swear by, oh yeah, use your Manuka honey whenever you have a sore throat, and it'll heal it up faster. And so when I've tried it, it actually works pretty well. I always thought that was a load of crap, but it actually works pretty well. So I'm trying to load up on honey just so that I don't lose my voice. So you know what, I'm going to I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. I'm gonna throw up the AFK screen real quick just so I can go and add some more honey. If the stream crashes, I will be back. All right, 1 second. We didn't crash, yay! Did in fact bang my knee on the desk, but we didn't crash, so that's a good start. And Kegel, it's not Mass Effect. I've had a bunch of people mention that it sounds like Mass Effect. To me, at least the beginning sounds very much like Tron. It's not. It's. I got it off of Machinima Sound. Paid for the licensing basically, so YouTube wouldn't yell at me. So it's like it's just someone's composition that happens to sound a lot like those two. I was just thinking it was like the prelude to the Invasion of the Eremites movie. Yeah, Tess mentioned lighting can be tricky with glass, so they have so much other stuff to work on. It's just not a super high priority. Yeah, I think that might be the case. I mean, especially because glass, I think they probably figure like, well, you can sort of approximate it by just having nothing there. Like, you know, since glass is meant to be see-through, you can kind of approximate it by just not having anything there. So, oh, Tess says it's awesome music. I bought it after hearing it here and listening. That's awesome. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's like $5. Their music is really reasonable. I've become paranoid with YouTube because YouTube is just really kind of really picky when it comes to licensing, and I mean, you know, they're just trying to protect you know, the people who make this stuff, which makes sense, but it can be irritating because it's like, man, you know, whatever. Oh, it's actually like right over there. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's the one called, it's like 245,680, like 2,456.80, something like that. Charlie says, I have a question. How do you get all the new tools, like the smoothing tool? And like, yeah, I don't get it because I don't have it in my thing. Yeah, you have to build them. So I can show you that real quick. Tess mentioned yesterday, my house has become sort of or my cabin rather, has become sort of a maze. Yeah, the Hasagami is strong with this one. It's pretty, I don't know. I like it though. So the building tools you make at the forge. I think select you can make at any of them, but it depends on, what am I looking for? Building tool. So you start with add, delete, and heal, I think. And then so you can make these, like selection tool uses really basic stuff. It uses like topaz and iron. Selection tool is the one you should make like a freaking sap, because building without it is just painful. Smooth tool uses tungsten. Line tool uses cobalt, and paint tool uses tungsten as well. So you make those at the forge. Charlie, if you don't have them in the works at the forge, it probably is because of what type of forge it is. I have the current highest forge, the amaranthine forge. If you're using like a stone forge, you're probably not going to have these. Yeah. Oh, and Wick mentions if you lose your add, delete, or heal tools, you can remake them at the stone forge. Yeah. Yeah, so like, is it, for example, like the line tool uses tungsten or something, or you know, it uses higher end materials. You're not going to see that on the stone forge. You gotta use a higher end forge. Huh? I don't think I've seen that lighting when I don't remember ever having the moon in that position. That's really neat how the lighting reflection off the burled wood. That looks really cool. It's like a super ice blue. Pretty neat. Whew. What was I even doing? Oh yeah, terraforming. Okay, cool. But yeah. Okay, I like the gentle slip off this way, but I think I'll have it steeper towards the front. I think that's going to be my plan. Let's just finish this off. I'm not making it hollow just because that way it'll smooth nicely. Uses more dirt, but I have plenty of dirt, so I don't really care. Sure. It is hard to see though. Aaron Watkins says, I brought the moon with me. You're welcome. Trying to avoid too regular a slope. Alright, cool. So that I'll do more or less for this side. Alright, see you, Charlie. Thanks for dropping by. And I am going to try to go ahead and make sure that each step is only, it's a single voxel vertical drop. Just so that it'll smooth better. Like that. So I don't have any, like this I probably want to try to avoid, but I'm going to work over here, so it's okay. And again, gonna worry about painting later. Like right now it's all muddy. I'll do that later and also when it's daytime. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to have the, on this side, I'm going to have the, hopefully a much steeper slope, if I can work it out that way. You can use boulder props to hide the clumsy terrain. Yeah, I probably will do some of that. Like I said, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to build it stepwise for all of it. All of this I'm going to build stepwise. See if I like the shape in general. Then I'll go ahead and smooth it, and then I may or may not have to go back and add some more resmooth and do some of that. And then once it's daytime, I'll also be able to deal with like painting and stuff. But since I can't see the textures as much, I'm not going to worry about them right now. Just trying to get it, you know, more filled in and stuff. And I'm trying to do everything solid so that it'll smooth out better. Kitten. hard to see though. I have to put another torch up here. I'm trying to find a reasonably flat place to put it. More or less, kinda, sorta. It's pretty. Yeah, whatever. I didn't go very far. Make it big. Not hazardous at all. Hey, Madman Moose, how you doing? So again, just to reiterate, gonna do a short stream today. Gonna go another half hour or so. Just trying to preserve my voice. I really don't want to lose it. There we go. Now I can see. Might be easier to err on the side of too much dirt since you can easily sand it away when you're smoothing. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Alright, so I'm going to start dropping off more suddenly here. And I'll deal with this corner later. I'm just trying to get the front. Horrible, got a bloody cold. Yeah, I think it was Mob Ward's prediction. So I think we can all blame him. Grandma says, I used the sphere add tool and smooth to fix my terrain. It didn't come out that good, but I didn't spend much time on it either. Honestly, I'm perfectly fine spending quite a bit of time on it just because I lack the brain power to do much of anything else today. So I would love to get the roof done, but I don't see that as being particularly feasible. Really, everyone in this stream is sick. I'm glad I'm not. Yeah, it's all Mobbor's fault. I can infect you with a human virus from the chat box. I swear I've joked about getting people sick through TeamSpeak before. Ooh! Mad Moose says he was streaming today and Domo rated him and he hit 80. That's awesome! 80 viewers. That's really cool. It's exciting. Yeah, I'm a little bummed about the timing of this darn cold because I've got a good bit of sort of I had a good bit of momentum this week in terms of just developing my stream. You know, I'm trying to build my stream up, trying to get that really going and stuff, and so it's sort of, you know, and I'm very, very, very scared of losing my voice. Because when I lose my voice, I tend not to get it back for a very long time because I suck at shutting up. When you lose your voice, what did I tell you to do? They say stop talking. I can't do that. I'm horrible at that. So I'm a horrible laryngitis patient. Like I can't. I'll be on TeamSpeak, you know, I'll be doing something that requires TeamSpeak. I'll be like, but I have to talk. I have to. And then that's how I lose my voice for 11 days, which is that happened in January. I lost my voice for 11 days. 11 days. And I'm not talking about I was squeaky. I had no voice, like none, like no sound. That happened. I remember trying to be on TeamSpeak with Despox, and he gave me a good mocking. He was just like, because a couple times, what were we doing? We were in Eve, but I don't remember what we were doing. Like, I don't remember what we were doing, but it was important, and I had something I had to tell him. I had to tell him, and so I just like, I made the most horrific, like squeaky, like sound, and I was just like, and he was just like, what was that? I want to say we were pause bashing, and then I want to say something came up on D-Scan, and I wanted, and it was, it was like, get it out, like trying to say, get out of here, or something. I remember. Something happened. I guess I don't talk enough to lose my voice. Yeah, it was, yeah, I mean, I wasn't FCing or anything in Eve. I wasn't, you know, like, people weren't having to listen to me, but I had something in that case. It was actually important. And so, God, I can't remember what it was. Like, what? It was important. Dang it. But yeah, I'm just the worst. I can't stop talking. That's very hard for me to do. So whenever I lose my voice, I lose it for a very long time just because I suck at shutting up. Even though I know it's absolutely the only way to actually let my voice heal. Doesn't matter. Like Mouse saying, the primary is primary. Primary. Oh, man. I can't remember what it was. I know around that time we were pause bashing to take over our C2. Well, what became our C2, and then we left it again. But we fought so hard to get it, and then we're like, never mind. Like, this isn't as cool as we remember it being. I guess we'll leave it alone. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I heard about a pilot naming himself Primary for real in Eve. That's a terrible idea. It's amusing, but terrible, because it's just like giving people a reason to shoot at you more. That's the downside of having a name that begins with A in Eve. Everyone wants to shoot me because if they have their if you're in a large scale fleet fight, you'll have your targets will be sorted alphabetically, which makes any name starting with A very, very convenient. Like, oh, Arity is primary. Oh, which is why. Well, it's not why, but it's not as big of a problem now that I don't really use that character for Eve, but when I did, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. There's not really a method to any of this madness. Maybe I'll just add tool. Maybe that's just. I guess we're just. I guess I could no, I don't want to do that. Change your name to Z Era. Are you gonna stream Eve anytime soon? So my FC, it depends on my FC, because I do not like to stream solo. I don't like to solo roam anyway, but I wouldn't want to stream it even if I did. And so I have to wait for my FC. And my FC just got his other character into a very, 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 very high profile corp. And so he's actually one of their new fleet commanders there. And so he's trying to sort of prove his mettle, which means that there's not as much time for faction warfare stuff. All of that going to say, while I hope so, I don't know. Because I find it just too difficult in Eve. Like, building and talking is difficult enough. Like, so it's sort of like, building, talking, and also like directing the roam would just be not a great combo for me. So I need someone else calling the shots. I got F and my PvP character is with M. Jeez. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of A names. I was not wise when I did my character select. But at the time, I wasn't doing certainly not anything large enough scale where it would actually matter. It's like if you're only fighting 3 or 4 things, that you go in order of ship priority. But if there's literally hundreds of people in field, then yeah, you're just going to call names because it's not so much what they're in; it's more of convenience for the target caller. Does your corp still recruit people, by the way? Because I was thinking of trying faction warfare. I don't think so because the guy who's running it is the guy who, just got, like I said, he's now one of the FCs for a very high-profile corp. And so he's trying to prove his mettle, like I was saying, and it means there's just not a lot of time for faction warfare stuff. So what I'm going for here is just I still want the building to not. It's still going to be somewhat like I'll need still pillars and stuff, but I just don't want it to be so completely and utterly floating. I really want to make sure that. Yeah. I was in your stream a bit earlier, Moose, but I don't watch. I listen while I work, and you don't talk. Oh. Yeah, error radio. I talk a lot, even when I'm gonna probably lose my voice. And I guarantee, if I lost my voice, I don't even know what I'd do, because I'd want to realistically, I would probably need to cancel the stream, but I probably wouldn't. So I wouldn't cancel the stream, and I'd be like, well, but I'm not going to talk. And then I would totally talk. This is why. This is why I don't want to lose my voice. Can't make these decisions. Ramo says, plus if her ship doesn't have a roof and is venting air into space, it would be a short Eve stream. Yeah, isn't that how a Mimitar works? I need daylight. I hope that they add some sort of any kind of in-game clock that just gives you a better idea of, okay, how long till daylight? Because yeah, you can, if you're studious enough, you can track the progression of the moon in the sky, or moon or sun, either way. But it'd be really nice to be able to see, because I know there is in-game time, because when they released the biomes, they had the builder guy, or not builder guy, but he was like one of the environment artists. And when he was doing it, he had a command that basically, it was like set time 700, and that was dawn, and set time, so 7 o'clock in the morning was dawn, and et cetera, et cetera. Well, okay, clearly there is a clock then. So then, if there's a clock, then I would like to be able to see it. That'd be really nice. That's okay. We have to make a list, guys. We have to make a list of whenever we see either Dave Georgeson or Omid or anyone who does Q&A. We have to make a list of questions, and then that way, because they pop in, and I'm like, but I had all these questions, but now I don't remember a single one of them. Stream with sign language and type. Yeah. My PvP character is Mimitar, duck type wins. Well, it'd be awesome if you could stream sometime. Oh yeah, Eve. Yeah. So I don't play Eve. Foxer says, but I don't play Eve. But I heard not long ago there was a massive battle and over 100 Titans. Yeah, that was the one. I always forget the name of the system. But it was an extremely high-profile battle involving Goonswarm, or involving the CFC. CFC is just their actual name is Cluster Fudge Coalition, but not Fudge. So CFC and PL, Pandemic Legion, and they just a lot of stuff died, a lot of, and that's just Titans that like 100 Titans, but also like hundreds upon hundreds of dreadnoughts, carriers. Super caps, it was a heck of a thing. I was nowhere near the vicinity. I was actually out of town when that happened. But that would have been quite a thing. And I know a lot of people actually tried to get out there just to kind of witness it. But goons, I know at least goons were camping sort of the entry points so that, and they were trying to prevent people from reinforcing PL. But it also had the effect of, like if you were trying to just get out there and see, like you couldn't. Because they'd just kill you. I don't know what I'm doing. Build a sundial. I could build a sundial. I don't know if, I swear, I think the moon path actually changes. Sun and moon path, because I don't think I've seen the moon come up right where it did. When placing templates, the placement arrows are huge. Any chance for transparent placement arrows? Well, I mean, I guess like you can kind of say, well, they kind of did in the fact that now that with the selection tool, like there are no placement arrows, you just get. I would like to know what's the deal with this sphere in the middle now. It seems like it does something, but it doesn't. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Oh. Carbon Kid says, I stream with signs sometimes, so you can't play at the same time because no one can see you. Choking on my teeth. Choking on my teeth. I don't really... What's happening? I guess I can just, as Wick was saying, I can just overbuild and then just smooth out the excess dirt. And like I said, I'm gonna paint later. So like in terms of textures and stuff, like I'm gonna have more rock over here, but I'll do that later when I can actually see. Don't choke to death on stream. It's against the Twitch TOS. Probably is. This is probably true. I hope that Twitch relaxes some of their giveaway rules. And I say that, I mean, like, a lot of them really don't affect me. Like all the regulations dealing with like subscribers or donations, like, doesn't really affect me. That's just not how I want to do giveaways anyway. You know, where it's like donate to buy in and stuff like that, or I personally, that's just not how I would like to do it. But particularly the rules that are more like, you know, you have to be over 18 and a U.S. resident. I feel like there's got to be a more elegant solution than just banning people who aren't U.S. residents or over 18. I feel like there's got to be a better way, right? I don't know. So I'm hoping that there will be enough people feeling the same way that they'll sort of be pressured into coming up with a better solution than just flat ban, or not flat banning, but like then just flat disallowing it. This reminds me a lot of in Minecraft. I ended up doing a similar terraforming thing where I got pretty good at it. Where, you know, trying to come up with more natural kind of earth forms, making it look natural except in the shape you want. Boblord says, there are tools I wish I had. I'd like a smudge tool that lets you distress things. I wish I had a smear tool where you click and drag on something and it copies and pastes as long as you drag to fill your area where you're dragging it. And at Madman Moose, there is an eyedropper tool. And in fact, you can do that. You can, if you hold Alt, when you're in a selection or any of the other tools that like deal with blocks, which is, you know, like all the tools, you can hold Alt and you get a nice little beam and it'll let you pick, for example, this grass with like the clovers and stuff. Capiti. Dutch Tiger says, the U.S. residents and over 18 stuff is due to stupid international laws and stupid politics. Same issue with Players Union not allowed in EU. Yeah, yeah, and it has to do, I know some of it has to do with, like, if you're using any sort of real money entry kind of system, then it gets great, you know, because, like, if you're in the U.S., something about, like, and I'm not an expert here, I'm not really into gambling that much, so I don't know the specifics, but my understanding is that U.S. citizens can't gamble in other countries, which then it makes sense if you're having any sort of real money entry system. That's kind of like gambling, where it's almost like the rule working in reverse, where it's like, you know, well then other the residents of other countries can't gamble here. I don't know. It's stupid and it's, you know, it's all dumb, but it's, you can see why they'd want to cover their butts. It gets messy. Oh, Max and Max. I have checked out the girl scholarship stuff. Unfortunately, it doesn't apply to me. I did check it out, just thinking, oh, what's this? You know, girl, I'm a girl, you know, like, you know, and it's scholarship. Well, that's cool. It's for, like, if you're like a, and of course anyone who is into this stuff, like if you're into any sort of like graphic art, game, anything, or movie, anything, you should check it out. Because they're trying to increase sort of interest. It's a male-dominated field for sure, and I think they're trying to just sort of change that a little bit, which is nice. I mean, I know technically guys are able to enter and stuff, but I think it's safe to say that's maybe not the full intent of the scholarship, I guess. But anyway, I'm not eligible since I'm not currently a student. You have to be a student within the last calendar year, I believe. You're a girl? Oh my god, scary! I know! Like, newsflash, guys. But it did look really cool because one of the things, you know, you could be an intern, which would be fantastic. You know, it really kind of appeals to my, before I switched to bio for medicine, my major was 2D art. I wanted to do art for, specifically I wanted to get into like either for games or for movies or something. You know, like that. I am the person. I will absolutely. You know, I know a lot of names from, God, like Weta and ILM. I know there are a lot of names that I know from there. Just because I am the person, I will absolutely stay to the end of the credits. If I like the effects in a movie, I will stay to the end of the credits, and I will totally like. You know, I don't know. I want those people to be appreciated because they put in so much work for it. But yeah, like being able to tour in that kind of capacity, or you know, let's go and see the place would be really cool. Mobler says, are any of you wanting to spend some serious time and energy into making player studio creations to make a supplemental income? I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I think the deal with Player Studio, I think what that's going to become is, I think people should absolutely have the expectation that maybe, that really just see it as a way to share templates, and maybe get just a little bit of a kickback, maybe get just a little bit of just extra bonus money, but not really. I do not think we can expect that the earnings from that would be enough to, like, for example, make, you know, have people be professional Player Studio designers. I don't think that'll be realistic. Just because, I mean, it goes back to, okay, you know, like, you personally, how much would you personally be willing to spend? And I think it's also the case that people, I think the most successful stuff will not be like complete houses or anything. I think the most successful stuff will be little stuff, you know, furniture or art, you know, a particular type of art, or like elements, building elements. Because when you think of it, unless the kind of stuff you'd want to buy, maybe you'd want, if there's something really, really cool and you just kind of want to own it, maybe. But I think most of the time, the successful stuff's going to be having a lamp or an arch or whatever, some design element that people can then use for their own stuff. I think that's by far going to be the most popular. And just by virtue of being small, I don't think we're going to see crazy earnings off anything like that. So I would certainly look at it as being sort of bonus, a nice little perk. But I would not expect to have serious lifetime earnings off of that stuff. Dutch Shire says, I would make props like doors and windows for sci-fi and such. Exactly. I think props and stuff will be the most in demand because they can apply to so many other projects, like the stuff with high applicability, like where you could use it in a lot of stuff. I think that's the stuff that's going to sell best. Wicked said, it's funny that the devs said the contrary, how they would love to hire voxel builders, but they expect those people will be making way more money on players. If that's the case, if that actually happened, that would be extremely healthy. What I mean by that is, like, if the game, if there's enough of a market that enough people are willing to put in real life resources to support other builders just to sort of almost in a donation kind of capacity, that would be extremely cool and be a real indicator that the game is extremely healthy. Like, that would be fantastic. I'm not going, will I have stuff on Player Studio? Probably, if I can come up with stuff that's interesting enough that I think people would actually want it. But you have to, I think, just remember, like, well, what would you buy? Like, what would you find as worthy of spending real life money? Because if you wouldn't buy it, you can't expect other people to. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I certainly wouldn't, I hope no one, like, quits their job, like, being like, well, I'm just going to, do Player Studio. And like I said, it would be extremely cool if that ended up being a viable thing. I don't know. Especially when you consider SOE will take 60%. Yeah, don't forget, if they're free to play, they have to make money too. If they don't make money, the game dies. So we want them to make money. We want SOE to make money, because if they can't, they can't keep the lights on, then none of us get to play. So, I think there's sort of a common attitude of, like, well, the game developers are just greedy and stuff. Not at all. Just think about it. If they don't make money, no one gets to play. So, Wick has said, not sure if it's wishful thinking or based off what they've seen from Planet Side. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, like, it would be fantastic if there's a real thriving economy there. Like, that would be great, because that way you can really play to your own strengths. If you're just great at the architecture but you suck at furnishing, you just really don't enjoy it, and you can pick up really quality furnishings from Player Studio, that's going to elevate the quality of what you see in the game completely, because you're able to rely on your own strengths and rely on someone else's strengths to complete the project, right? And express your own vision. Like, that would be fantastic. Hey, Harper. Good morning. I'd buy more advanced tools. Me too. Moblord had said there are some games that have a lot of money flowing through them. Look at TF2 with rare items worth thousands. We'll see how successful it is, but if there are millions of players, there could be real money flowing. Absolutely. There really, truly could be. Dutch Tiger says, for me, it would be props I buy, because buildings I can make myself using Maya and ZBrush. Yeah. Might be worth busting out some good 3D software, because, man, yeah. iBuilder says, I know people who make 80 grand a year in Invu, and one who makes over 250K a year in SL, so it is possible. Hey, You know, I'm not. Yeah, don't let me crush anyone's dreams. I hope. You know, I think it's and it's cool that that they're basically incentivizing creativity, which is cool. You know, like if you have a really creative mind and you're like, you know, if you're innovative and stuff, then I think it's really cool that, you know, to give that an extra incentive, you know, of like, well, you know, if you actually devote some real time to it, it's possible you can make some money, which, you know, again, it just elevates the quality of everything we're going to be seeing in game. Well, the stuff on Player Studio needs to comply with copyrights and such and censor stuff. Yeah, like if you were, like I was talking to Adric, who's working on about, you know, he streams and he's working on a Battlestar. He's working on Battlestar Galactica. And like I was like, well, you know, like, and he said he probably wouldn't even try to put it on Player Studio. Because I was like, yeah, because then you're dealing with real money of a copyrighted object. You know, are they going to care that, you know, you know, whatever entity, I don't even know, whatever entity owns Battlestar Galactica stuff, are they going to care that you're building it in a game? No, they're not going to care. In fact, they're probably going to like it because it's like publicity for them. But are they going to care if you start to make money off it? Yes, they're going to care. Bob Lord says, I think there will be a handful of people who can make a living doing Player Studio stuff. It won't make everyone rich. I know how happy I'd be making enough to just cover the cost of the game. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it'll definitely, I think it'll, just like anything in life, whatever you put into it, hopefully you can get back out of it. Shoot. Wick says, if nothing else, that person who made over $1 million in SL would be inspiration to try for sure. Max and Max, Eric, can you let us change the quality of the live stream to medium or low? In a sense, but no. That is determined by if I get Twitch partnership, then I can offer to subscribers the ability to change the quality of the stream. However, I do not yet have enough, I don't yet meet the requirements of being a Twitch partner. The minimum, okay, hold up guys. I've seen, like so you're supposed to, if you're a Twitch partner, you're supposed to be able to, in order to gain access to that, to become a Twitch partner, to apply for that, you have to have a concurrent viewer count, average, not a one-time peak, but average concurrent viewer count of 500 viewers. That's really high. I'm at 65 right now, and I'm super excited about that. That's just making me really, really, really happy. And I know I've seen other people who are Twitch partners, and I've never once seen them have 500 concurrent viewers. They usually hang out in the maybe even 100, under 100. So how are they doing that? And I don't want to ask them because I don't want to like deflate them or make them seem like I don't respect them for their accomplishments, because I do. But I'm just sort of like, how'd you do it? You know, was there some other factor maybe that allowed them to apply? You know, like, because, you know, like if you have a ton of views on YouTube, I know you can also, they'll take that into account. But they didn't seem to fit that either. So, and this is happening a lot. Like, you know, this is not just one individual I'm referring to. I'm talking about a lot of people. Where, you know, like if you're going from your YouTube experience, you're supposed to have like, you have to have a couple thousand subscribers and like all this other stuff, where they didn't seem to meet that either. So it's just sort of like, well, how did you do it? Because I would love to, at the very least, be able to offer the ability, for example, like streaming in higher quality or adjusting the quality of the stream. You know, so I don't know how they're doing it. Which says because the games they stream rise and fall in popularity, if they managed to hold 500 plus for a month or two before it fell, they could have easily gotten a partner during that time. 15,000 Theorycraft. Yeah, that's the number I think it was for it. Like you have to have an average 15,000 views for your videos, which of course I don't. You know, so it's, you know, of course it's a goal. I'd like to be able to get Twitch partnered, not just because of subscribers, but because of being able to offer in different qualities and having like custom emotes and all that fun stuff. No, Montbard, it's 500, average 500 concurrent viewers. So like what I've got right now, I'm at 63. Having that be average of 500, which you're pretty popular if you're getting that. You know, the standard is relatively high. it's a bit of fine print on those requirements. It says that exceptions can and will be made. Yeah, I saw that too, which is why I'm wondering, like, well, should I, is that the kind of thing where people just kind of applied early thinking, what the heck, let's try, and got it? I don't know. It's interesting though, because God, this is like the longest night ever. Android Twitter app works best on high mode and it will always freeze on source feeds. No, I didn't know that, Dangerous Mouse. That sucks. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, because I'm not a Twitch partner yet, as you can tell, I don't have like a little subscribe button or anything. Because I'm not a Twitch partner, I don't have any control over like being able to offer multiple quality settings or anything like that. That's a subscriber thing, or a partner thing. Oh, it does also mean that you guys don't get as many ads, so, like, as far as I know, do you guys get ads if you're mid-stream? Do you get midstream ads? Like, obviously you get the one at the beginning, the front roll or whatever they call it, but do you guys get ads throughout the stream? I'd love to know that. I'm on the front page of EverQuest. Yeah, I know. That's awesome. Support DA carry. Support duh carry. Got it. Yeah, I do know. It's basically whenever you're one of the top 3 or 4 streams for Landmark, and I think there's like a minimum viewer count, like a threshold, that if you're above that threshold in one of the top 3 or 4, you get on the front page. So, Moblord says, you guys were talking about Dave and IP copyright stuff. It's funny, he was saying on a stream of a guy who was making nothing but copyright violations, and he made one in honor of Dave. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that falls under the category of, as long as Dave isn't representing SOE in any capacity when he's, watching stuff like that, like, I think he's free to just be absolutely flabbergasted by people, and just by the amazing work that people are doing that happens to violate copyright. Tedwin said mid-stream ads are set by the streamer when partnered. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I had a feeling you guys don't get ads. So I guess there's that. I guess that's the advantage. At least, advantage of being small. These guys don't get extra ads. I have to check out, I hope he archived it. I hope that's because that's not default anymore for Twitch. So I hope he set it to archive, because I really want to see what people are talking about, because I crashed early. I crashed really early. Because I wasn't feeling well last night. I always get that whenever I'm down with a cold or something, always so much worse at night. Like, I'll wake up in the morning and be like, wow, it's over, I'm healed, I'm healthy, and then I'll get to like 7 p.m. and I'll be like, never mind. Yeah, there's like even hotkeys, like you can like I've seen the hotkeys on XSplit and such, where you can run an ad, which, like, you can run it, like, if you're loading into a game or something, there's nothing to see, like, that's a good spot to run an ad and stuff. I don't have to make these decisions yet. Living easy. I've never seen ads. I love ad block yeah. Dave mentioned they'd have to start enforcing copyright soon. I imagine, especially once Player Studio hits, I think that's probably when they'll have to draw the line and start being like, well, guys, because now there's real money involved. Facts of life. I think I'm going to adjust this just so it meets up a little nicer. Maybe I'll just go old school and just be like, beep, beep, beep. By the way, what do you guys think in terms of, so I'm considering, so my main goal at the moment has been to get the new, I've talked about it before, new processor, new motherboard, which also means new cooling. I've kind of made that sort of what I'm saving up for, and at the moment I'm trying to figure out, okay, so like, at what point should I just go ahead and spring for it and sort of invest in it? So my question to you guys is, how is my sound quality relative to where you think it should be, like mic quality, because I've thought about getting a new mic. Yes, I'm going to smooth it. I'm just I'm getting the geometry of it more or less correct before I smooth it. Danger Mouse. And I'm waiting for it to brighten up a little bit, because it's hard to see exactly how it's working, because it's also dark. I guess I could just texture it in marble, but but yeah. So how do you guys feel about that? Like, would you guys rather would you guys rather see an increase in like gain quality, like feed quality? Or should I maybe get a new mic and try to improve that? Because I know I get a lot of background noise. I know you guys hear all the sirens, and you hear my air conditioning, which is now on, because the air conditioning is right here. Sound is fine. It makes, yeah, I'm using a webcam. It's the Microsoft Studio Life Cam or something like that. Feed quality first. Graphics card is a 570, NVIDIA 570. So actually I have two of them. It's a little older, but that's probably not, if I'm going for hardware, it's probably not what I'm going to go for first, just because like XSplit is a freaking CPU hog. Holy crap. it's just super greedy. So I'll be going for the motherboard and the CPU first. Air conditioner and outside noise is just the way of life, don't worry. Get a cat first, in my opinion. Cat cam. She's just like the worst. She will not show herself. She's smart. She will come right here and I'll be petting her and be like, oh, look, you guys are seeing her. She's on stream. Look how cute kitty. And then it's like, oh, she knows exactly where this little border is. I swear, she has a sense. Random question: am I going to play WildStar? I have I have a beta key for it now. I just need to get on it. I probably will, but I need to check it out first, and I need to see what the I haven't done any research at all about like what the restrictions are on streaming or uploading YouTube videos of WildStar. I need to check that out because I want to be legit. You can ease up the CPU demand if you play at the same resolution you stream at. Oh, man. I don't know. That'd be pretty intense, because I stream at like 1080, 720. Ugh. Yeah, you can't stream WildStar yet? Yeah, I would, yeah. I gotta be legit in that sense. It's only asking for trouble if I try to ban it. See, you guys are giving me conflicting information. I don't know what to do. So I'll have to find. And YouTube is so picky. I have to find forum posts won't do it. I have to find an actual like page on the WildStar website or whatever, on the developer website, that says yes, you can stream, or you can record it, you can talk over it, and all this stuff, because YouTube likes to cover its butt, which makes sense, but still, it's irritating. Well, and I guess it's different too, of like you can stream versus like you can put it on YouTube, and like I don't even know, cannot. Oh my gosh! See, this is why I need to find something very ironclad from the developer saying yes, you can, and it can't be a forum post because YouTube won't take that. And guys, I think an argument in the chat will probably not be the most productive way. Find me a forum post that says I can or cannot. But yeah. Yeah, I need to look more. I had plans to do the, oh God, I always forget. The CPU is like the i7. It's the 4820, I think. 48 something. 4820. Oh, cool. NDA lift. Sweet. I'll check later if that. I don't want to go through and read it right now, but sweet, yeah. I'll take a look at that because it's been looking pretty cool. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Old Republic. I saw little bits of the graphics just reminding me slightly, which is one of those games where I wish it had turned out better, because I would have really loved that game if it turned out the way I wanted it to be in my head. So, I put a life says, "Oh sweet, I stand corrected. Ease off the caps, bro. We hear you." Anyway. So yeah, I need to check out what I want to do in terms of the motherboard, and at what point do I want to go ahead and just pull the trigger and figure out, well, you know, I'll make up the funds later. Just be like, well, I'll just do it. Because since it's a newer chipset, the motherboard is still pretty, it's like $230 or something, like over $100 more than like the other chip. The 1155, is it? Alright, I feel like I need a platform over here. Burled wood platforms, because that's how I roll. It's because it's all grass now, but it does look a little more supported. It doesn't look like it's floating as much, which is kind of, it's still floating a little. Like obviously this will need beams and stuff, but it's not as. So what I'm looking for now is just that it's more, and I will smooth it. I'll smooth it all. It's just I want a more natural landform. Oh yeah, no problem. I build a live. I figure it wasn't intentional. Are there Micro Center or Fry's near you? Yes, there's a Fry's near here. Well, not maybe that close, but it's 20 minutes away or so. What do I think about the wood change? I want to see where they go with it before I'm going to judge it. At the moment, it's a little unwieldy. At the moment, just in current, like as implemented right now, it feels a little unnecessary and it feels a little awkward, the wood system. But I have to assume that the reason they did it is because of some system they haven't released yet. Some like crafting system they haven't released yet. So I'm withholding judgment. If you had a capture card with another PC, your stream would have the best quality. Oh yes, I know. We'll see. I mean, it's one of those, like, you know, I gotta sort of budget and, you know, make sure I gotta be financially responsible. Groceries first. So we'll see. You know, I would love to be able to stream in higher quality though, especially like right now. I tend to get, you know, like by the end of the stream, my FPS drops. Where I guess the stream still looks decent. It doesn't, you know, start audio lag or anything like that, but it does mean that. But I encounter more like FPS drops and stuff when I'm building. So I'd like to see that go away. I'd like to be able to keep my FPS high, and then of course I'd like to be able to start bringing up the graphics settings. I'd like to be able to start bringing up these guys. Being financially responsible is boring. Just blow it all. Dem student loans. Yeah, all that education that I'm not currently using. Got a fantastic education, but unfortunately it's not doing anything for me right now. Other than I can say all sorts of biology words. I can read a ingredients list and be relatively accurate. Hey, prairie dog. Oh, you're going to work. I'm sorry. Let's rob a bank. Yeah, it seems like a great source of money. Perfect. Let's plan it. Alright guys, well, it is 10:48. I have officially run over where I said I would end the stream, and I think I'd better, just to protect my poor vocal cords. Hopefully there will be no losing of voices. Hopefully this will be just a quick 24-hour bug and I'll kick it out of the system and just be totally wonderful and healthy tomorrow. And we can roof! we can roof, but you know, we'll see. Because I want to get a roof on this thing. It needs one. It's needed one for a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, I stream every Quest Next Landmark every Monday through Thursday and Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific. Drink a ton of soup. Yes, there will be lots of soup. And tea. Secret weapon. So, I hate lemon. I can't do lemon. I can't do it. Ever since I had to take I had to do a test where I had to take, you know, they give you one of those awful, medical tests where they give you one of those awful, awful drinks where it's like, you know, meant to just make you incredibly sick. And it was lemon flavored. And ever since then, if I smell even a hint of artificial lemon or even real lemon, I just can't. I cannot. Yeah, I build a live. I will. I promise. I just haven't gotten to it. Thank you so much for doing that, by the way, but I just can't yet. So a lemon, I can't handle it. If I smell it, I gotta go. Like, I gotta evacuate the premises, you know. So honey tea, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. All right. I will do my best to take care of myself so that the stream will be unaltered tomorrow morning. It'll be nice and long. Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching. Words. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Probably won't do a bonus stream later just because of the talking pen. We'll see. Hopefully I'll get some work done on this. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye, guys. And follow if you haven't already. Hit the follow button. It doesn't cost anything. Just lets you know when I'm streaming. So, yeah. Bye, guys.